Okay. I left this Black Knight up here alive for so long because I wanted to see if I could get his shield. Might as well just kill this guy before he traps me in there. I had to turn that down, that was very loud. I have the covetous gold serpent ring on. I don't have as much humanity as I'd like, but we'll see. I'm pretty much sure I won't get the drop, because I've been very unlucky with Black Knight drops this entire playthrough. I could just fight him up here, but I'll bring him down here. He's got that insanely telegraphed sword, and it can do like a fucking ton of damage to you, but online, that weapon is just a piece of crap. It's one of those weapons, if you can manage to hit the enemy with them, then it's devastating, but, you know, can you manage to? That's the hard part. I do like the spiraling tower and everything, but trying to get him down from it is a pain in the ass. I can't believe I actually blocked that. I didn't really know what I was doing. I couldn't see. Okay, come on, buddy. This is gold here. Okay. Those shield bashes have fucked me up so many times I'm trying to parry them. Okay, come on out. Alright. These Black Knights aren't so tough, but when you first fight them, like when you're still a low level, these guys seem insanely tough. Yeah, that thing's such a poise destroyer, but really easy to parry, and he's dead, I think. Okay, I got the shield. And a chunk. I was all prepared to use this shield, although I do like that shield. I might still use it for a little bit, but I'm not even sure if I have the requirement for the Black Knight shield. Do I? No. That's okay, though. I can keep using this shield for now. Okay. So now I'm prepared to touch the Ring of Light. Or to examine it. Just looks down at it. Alright then. So here's a throwback to Demon Souls. There's another area like this where you had to rely on gargoyles to lift you up and take you, and Demon Souls was to take you up to a really high tower that had the staircase broken, but here is to take you to an entirely different kingdom. But you just can't even see it all beyond there. It's like you're so much higher up here, and you're so much closer to the sun that it just completely changes the entire lighting. It makes everything look kind of dim and red, and the sun is shining so much more brightly. This music is really cool when you first see Anne Orlando. And Anne Orlando looks pretty much exactly like Naples, Italy. But Anne Orlando is definitely one of the coolest areas in the game. No, it is the coolest area in this game. In any of the Dark Souls games, really. And one of the coolest areas just in video game history. And you can go up to that building off in the distance. So immediately you're met with, like, giant suits of armor. Oh, shit. Those shields are, like, ridiculous. They really do just block, like, everything. But I do have a +4 Ascended Pyromancy Flame. I did do some leveling up of my Pyromancy Flame before coming here. Because here, you really need to be tougher. And I would grind on these knights for so long. Well, I don't know why I fucking got both of them aggressive. I wasn't thinking properly. But here is where you can really get, like, this is where you really start getting the souls. Because these guys all drop like 1,000 souls each, I think, don't they? Let's see. Oh, 1,500. But that also, you know, means inflation. So, yeah, now you get a bunch of souls, but you have to use a lot more to level up. If you could, like, get to Anne Orlando early, you'd just be insanely strong. And I was really noticing my katana is not very powerful at all. Yeah, luckily I can rely on my pyromancy. Huh. That's Ornstein. Interesting that they foreshadow him with the statue. I've probably noticed that before, but I keep having this habit of just being so used to the game, I don't even, like, comment on obvious things. But I do like how Anor Londo is completely invisible until you're brought up high enough to see over it. And I do like that that tower, actually, you can get over there. But I'm gonna go ahead and rest at this bonfire before I fucking get invaded. Oh, I don't think I can get invaded right here, actually. This is one of those safe areas. And she... Apparently that's a she. I didn't think so when I first saw her. It is a firekeeper, so it's automatically kindled, so that's cool.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anor Londo, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
Do I have any Estus Flask? No. She has, like, weird diction, or vernacular, rather, with the saying yonder. I guess yonder is like an Elizabethan dialect kind of thing, but I associate it with fucking hick rednecks. Because, like, my entire family comes from the South, and I live in the South, and normally when you hear yonder, it's not like, go yet yonder. It's like, you go over there, yonder, by the Walmart? I don't know. I was gonna say Piggly Wiggly, but there are no Piggly Wigglies where I live. So these guys kind of seem like honorable knights. How they don't fucking... Well, how did that hit me? But they don't actually attack you until you get too close to them. And I used to always imagine them just as giant suits of armor, but Anor Londo is the home of the giants. It's where Gwyn came from. And Gwyn is a giant. He comes... Oh, man, I fucked him up. Okay, this one is a mimic. You can tell by the chains. I actually wish you couldn't, though. I wish it was just, you just had to know which one was which, because I don't like that there's actually a visual tell. Them doing, like, kung fu moves is stupid, but it's stupid in a way that I just completely like. These enemies... Definitely, I feel like there's a sense of humor behind them. Yeah, you start getting crystal weapons, and you got lightning spear from the last one, which... It's funny, you get a lightning weapon, and what do you know, the enemies here are completely resistant to lightning. And there's Smo. You're not as golden as your hammer. I like your titties. I sounded like such a bitch when I said that, like a gay guy trying to, like, sound like he's into tits. I like your titties, but he's just completely... blocking the path. This shield does have some fairly decent stability, although it is at +5. Well, it's a shame I'm going to stop using it, but I really didn't think I was going to get that Black Knight drop. I have been so unlucky with all the Black Knight drops. Now, normally I know just to not go up here. You do kind of have the incentive just to keep going up here, but that's what I did. Oh, I think so. I think I just started going over here, yeah. I like the way this area looks. I like all the green trees on, like, the brown, like, brightly lit soil and mountains. Monster ahead. There's the orange fog. So this is, like, the only way that the game really keeps you from being able to go wherever you want, because when you're on the main continent, I guess you still are here, but I kind of see the mainland, I guess, of Lordran, which is everything before Anor Londo. It's all very interconnected. But over here, you can't just go wherever you want. And there are some things down in the mainland of Lordran too, where you can encounter that orange fog in the catacombs and stuff. You have to have beaten the boss of this area to continue. And this is also where the game breaks away from everything being, you know, connected in a very easy and understandable way. Now, you actually, to progress, you have to have the assistance of those gargoyles who bring you up here, because there seems to be no other way to progress. And I think the way you would normally get through Anor Londo is that path right after the Iron Golem. but because it's, for whatever reason, boarded up, probably Anor Londo trying to keep the undead out, and it seemed, for the most part, to work, because there aren't any undead around here. I think that's why that area is blocked up, so that the undead can't get here. Here's basically a belfry gargoyle. Oh man, that did a ton of damage. Yeah, this is just one of the belfry gargoyles. So, it looks a little bit different, I think, but no, this is just one of the, this is just the boss. I don't know if he's a little bit smaller, but now that you're in Anor Londo, now you're just fighting the bosses. Yeah, because it gives you the gargoyle tail axe, yeah. Now the bosses have become a regular enemy. Although not completely a regular enemy, because he doesn't respawn, and there's only one more. But this is just completely a gargoyle from the Undead Parish. My katana's still not doing horribly. Okay, I got good drops from them. I kind of like the gargoyle helmet. The gargoyle shield is a piece of shit. I do like the way it looks. I was using it for a little bit a while ago, because I was like, why don't I ever use this shield? That has pretty good stats. I forgot it doesn't have 100% physical damage. Well, physical block. And I like how big Anor Londo is, because it was for the giants, so it would make sense that someone who's not a giant, of regular size, this place would just seem fucking massive to them. It actually does take you a long time to traverse some of these areas. But, you know, gameplay-wise, that can be a little unfun. I actually just have so much fun being in Anor Londo that I don't mind. But even if it isn't all that fun, it's still, I just think it fits really well for, this does feel like giants lived here, although this staircase seems like regular humans could use it. And you are not the first of the chosen undead to get here, because Tarkus, the phantom you could have summoned, well, that I could have summoned, he got here as well. And I don't know if he was told by Framp to link the flame or whatever either, but I think so. I think Tarkus was also told he was the chosen undead. Because you can't keep going forward through Anor Londo right there, because the bridge isn't activated, so you kind of have to take this weird shortcut. And see, a window's already broken, so that's how you get in. You got these guys, who I don't think are undead. I don't know, but because there aren't any undead here, just like gargoyles. Oh shit. Mainly just gargoyles and the knights, obviously. But I don't think that the painted guardians are undead or illusions, because there's also a theory which makes a lot of sense that all the knights are illusions. That's why they disappear upon death instead of just falling down like they're the raggedy corpses like everybody else. I think the gargoyles are real. And the gargoyles aren't undead. At least I don't think so. So here's like a totally infamous part of the game, where you have to walk along these fucking rafters. And you do have a really skinny ledge to go on, but you are kind of prepared for this with Sin's Fortress, walking down skinny ledges and shit. And there aren't any, like, swinging guillotines. So fighting on this ledge can be kind of hard if you don't have things like Great Combustion. It's another throwback to Demon Souls, I guess. Demon Souls had a thing you had to break that you couldn't get to unless you dropped down and died. There's the painting. Yeah, these guys are the painting guardians. They guard the painting. And there you can see a beautiful woman and two silver knights that are much shorter. I was going to try and kick him off, but... yeah, so that is Guinevere. I used to just call her Gwen as well, because Gwen is a fucking girl's name, and that's what the king's name is. The king? Maybe... I wonder if that was like a language barrier thing, where he didn't think that was a girl's name? Or... okay, come on. Just die. It's very easy while you're attacking to fucking, like, with the movesets, to just make yourself fucking fall down. I used to do that, or like roll away and die. So, it's like, oh, how the hell do I get to that chest over there? It's pretty easy. Oh shit. I didn't know for a while. And I actually forgot for a long time. It's really not even worth getting, but it's cool how it seems like it's really far out of place. Like, how the hell do I get there? Do I have to just come over the other side? But no. You just drop down right there. And there's a painting. I keep wanting to say painted guardian. They have a weird weapon. I don't really like it. I like the way it looks, but I kind of like the way their helmets look. Well, not helmets, but the weird cloth helmet things. It reminds me of Cobra, or whatever the main antagonist of G.I. Joe was. I think it was Cobra. But they look like a malevolent Cobra. I mean, benevolent Cobra. Oh, I thought I was gonna fall. I can't help but to imagine that they're all like women and underneath that. I don't know if they are or not. Well, probably not. They don't really seem to have any tits, but whatever. They have really common drop with those fucking throwing knives. Yeah, that's where the dead end is. Yeah, because that looks like a dead end, but then if you come back around, it's not. Now you've made it through the worst of Van Orlando there. Might as well just go ahead and turn this. Oh yeah, I forgot. So I used to think this area was really confusing because you had to move this ledge here. Like, well, not ledge, but move this contraption with the bridge on it. But it actually isn't confusing. It's pretty easy to do. I'm gonna get the gargoyle down here. Yeah, it just doesn't lead anywhere. Oh, why did I think the gargoyle attacks you right here? Oh, because he does. I wonder if these are the other two gargoyles that were up at the top of the Undead Parish that didn't attack you or didn't come to life, and they've flown up here to finish the job. They look less stone-like, though. They look more like real gargoyles, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this to create the shortcut. And that frame rate drop came from the game. Yeah, this right here used to make me think this was confusing, but it isn't. Turning levers and changing pathways used to confuse the shit out of me. Okay, so where's the damn gargoyle? I hope I didn't end up, like, completely avoiding him. Where is he? Well, whatever. Now you can go to the bottom. Why did I pronounce the T so strongly? The bottom of the painted world. And there's more painted guardians. And this area can get a little tough just because of how many of them and how I completely fell for the trap there. Wow. I swear to God, it's true. Talking while playing the game, you do not pay as close attention as you normally do. I don't normally have that problem, but I guess in Dark Souls it just matters more. Man, I don't even kill these guys in one hit. Stop with the flanking. That gets so much worse in every other Souls game. Well, it's not really in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 2, it's like, let's just throw every enemy in the game at you at once, but in Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, there's like 2 or 3 guys coming at you offensive while one guy stands from the back just throwing shit at you. That's such a pain in the ass. Neo, like, completely ripped off that kind of enemy setup, enemy structure, whatever. And I think there's actually, like, a word for it, like a tactical, like, combat training word for it. But before Bloodborne, I never really saw that kind of enemy setup. Oh, I just got knives sticking in me. God. The thing is, these guys aren't that tough. They have, like, no poise, but there's just a lot of them, and their weapons can do a ton of damage. And man, that's one hell of a buckler. Yeah, whoa, shit. I was hoping the splash damage would get him. Those throwing knives do an assload of damage. They don't do that kind of damage when you use them. Ah, shit. I know what I must do. Ha! I thought we were gonna trade hits, but I'm not fucking around when I say pyromancy is just fucking awesome. So this dropped magic weapon, I think. Yeah, but I'm not doing any magic. And then there's the last painted guardian over here guarding the armor set. Ha. Damn. Okay. You see, it's on a corpse, and it's Tarkus's armor. It's not called Tarkus's armor, but it's all of his gear. So, pretty sure Tarkus fell down from the raptors up there, and that's as far as he ever got, and he's been dead for, like, who even knows how fucking long. Now I'm gonna go move that lever up and see if I can find the gargoyle. Oh, here he is. I didn't have to move it. At least you can keep playing. I was afraid I'd miss my encounter with him. Alright. Oh, I did a thing where I accidentally switched the wrong damn thing. I do that every fucking time. I have it on the right thing and then I still switch to the wrong thing. You can hear my neighbors above me being very loud. Alright. I swear to God, they're just like stomping really hard on the fucking floor above me. Yeah, that gargoyle's halberd is a pretty good weapon, but I'm not going to use it. Although I did use it for a while in my first playthrough. I made a lightning one. Alright, I rested at the bonfire before continuing, and also leveled up my strength to be able to use the Black Knight shield and got it up to +2. This is one of the problems with Anor Londo, is waiting for this fucking elevator. I wish it was just always up at the top like it was when you first go to it and then you activate it. It should just always stay up at the top. I don't know, but then if you're right here, how do you get back up? But then you just have to pull another lever, so I don't know, maybe it is best like that. I don't know why they changed from lever to just constantly alternating elevator, but whatever. And I am going to fight the secret boss of Anor Londo. I'm just not going to do it right now. So there's a lot of areas that looked like this in Dark Souls 2, which was initially why I thought Dark Souls 2's areas were so cool. There were a lot of big castle areas, only in Dark Souls 2, the big castle areas basically led to nothing. It was all the outside and no inside. All form and no function. Well, that's not the case here, unless there's this... I've made characters that look pretty much exactly like that. Using the same weapons and everything. So you have the giant staircases in the middle, and then two, like, regular people staircases on the side, which is interesting. And then the entrance to Anor Londo proper that you can't get into. And normally I just run past these guys, but I'll just go ahead and kill them. These guys are pretty easy to avoid. I do need to save my pyromancy for the part coming up, though, because the part coming up, oh man, that's cool, like when the bleed makes them fucking stagger. So I guess they are sort of human, because blood flies out, but that, I guess it doesn't really apply, because blood flies out of most of the enemies. Bleed damage still applies whether or not an enemy actually visibly bleeds. Ah, shit. I do like the, David versus Goliath concept that this game does. I think it was David, I don't know. Where the small guy fucking was able to take down the giant. I think that's really cool for video games. Because enemies being bigger than you, it does make it more of a reward when you're able to beat such a, you know, menacing looking enemy. So those are the gargoyles that helped you, which are basically just pink versions of the black gargoyles in Demon Souls. But those attack you, and for some reason the ones that bring you to Anor Londo don't attack you, they just help you. I don't know, I don't really think that has a lore component, I think that's just for gameplay. Oh yeah. I'll probably end up just running past these enemies, which is what I'm kind of used to doing. Oh man, that fucked him up. Sometimes these guys will backstep off the fucking thing and kill themselves. I don't know why they won't just fly back up. Oh, come on, let's get a 2 for 1. Well, whatever, I took that one out. Oh, that was cool. Just grounded him with my fucking attack. Now, the high lightning... Yeah, see, why didn't he just fly back up? But the high lightning defense of the Black Knight shield is really helping here. The shield I was using before had pretty good lightning defense as well, but this is better. I think this has like 65. Okay, so they try and trick you again. You do kind of need all these guys to be dead for focusing on the part coming up, and is he just gonna die? Idiots. My trick... I guess I will go ahead and take some of my clothes off here so I'm faster. Not that much faster, apparently. I want to keep some of my armor. Okay, there we go. So you got the Silver Knight Archers of Anor Londo, which are the first Silver Knights you actually see. And contrary to most like hard enemies like this, these guys do respawn upon death. And blocking their great arrows isn't really a good idea because... I'm just gonna go ahead and top myself off. Because it fucking wrecks your poise, so you just have to avoid them. You have to fight them on a small ledge. And they're coming from opposite directions, and the one to the right is where you need to go to progress. And what helps is... Great Combustion! Okay. Yeah, Great Combustion is really the secret there. High level Great Combustion. Now this guy is still a bitch. You don't even need to go back for this guy, I'm just going to. Fighting these guys on this slim ledge and then not expecting them to pull their sword and shield out is what got me. I definitely died to that several times, and even past my first time. My very first time fighting them, I don't really remember, honestly. But I do remember not too long ago, maybe, actually, no, it was a while ago, a couple years ago, in a conversation with Jeremy I was having. He was telling me about how Logan was texting him, telling him that he, like, seriously fucked up his toe or something. And Jeremy just sent him a text message that said, look, just leave it alone, and, you know, you didn't mess it up that bad. But he accidentally typed, leave it Alonso, and as Jeremy was telling me that, I started laughing so fucking hard, it was like I was going insane. Like, it was the hardest I had laughed in a very long time, and I haven't laughed that hard, probably not that hard since. Here's my good buddy.
Oh, there you are. You've been quiet these days. Smooth summoning out there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me. You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist you.
How? I didn't even say anything.
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
It's kind of weird. It's funny that he's kept a sense of humor, and that he'll say that to whoever. I'm sure all these like people playing girl characters were like, ugh, how cute, but then I still say it to a guy character. I didn't know he said it to girl characters as well until I heard some Let's Player talking about it. But I do want to like note how optimistic he is in this like shitty world, and how he still has a sense of humor and everything. But now I'm gonna go ahead and take a rest here.